Hi friends, welcome to Rishi Learns Tech. Today I would like to discuss with you about Django and why it is used and what all are the files inside it and why are these files, what is the use case of these files. So let's go on to the video. So talking about Django, Django is a Python framework which is used for web development. So we are building websites using Django, and the backend will be running on the Python. So the benefits of using this Django is that Django is providing many capabilities, which is making us lot easier to write the code and build a website. So the first concept is ORM, which is object relational mapping. The other one, high scalability is there, high security is there, authentication systems, database configurations. So these are some of the benefits of using this Django application. And also, it is very simple and easy to understand how the things are working inside it. So let's go on to the structural explanations of the entire project. Whenever we create a project, there are a lot of files which is coming inside this Django project. So we can identify what all are the files inside it and understand why it is used. So whenever we are building a project, we will be getting mainly four files: manage.py, urls.py, asgi.py, wsgi.py, and settings.py. So this manage.py is a file which is acting like a command line utility, where there are some command and terminal commands that we need to execute while building a project. For example, when we are creating a project, we are writing a terminal code and we are executing it. And whenever we can build multiple applications inside this entire project. So how that is how we are building a website. So whenever we need to create a separate applications, we need to use terminal commands for creating applications. Also, when you are accessing the admin panel, there is an inbuilt administrator inside this Django. So whenever you are creating an administrator inside that, for creating a super user, and creating password, for that we are using terminal commands. And also for executing the development server, we are using this terminal commands. So which means there are a lot of terminal commands that need to be executed uh, for building this Django, for building a project in Django. So for managing those kind of terminal executions and terminal commands and executing them, this manage.py file is uh, doing it as it is the role of that particular file. And when coming to the settings.py, this is another file which will be inside the folder name, like a project folder name. There will be a folder for the project, and inside that we will have settings.py, asgi.py, wsgi.py, and urls.py. So the settings.py is for controlling the entire configurations of whatever we are doing, or whatever features that Django is providing to us. For configuring all of them, we need to use the settings.py. So mostly we are using it for like for configuration, for configuring authorized users, authentication purpose. Okay, and a database configuration, installed applications. Whenever we are creating an application, we need to register that application inside the settings.py. Then only that application will be considered as a part of this entire project. So for installed applications, for security measures, mainly this Django is providing us a security for some of the attacks, like cross-site request forgery, CSRF, cross-site scripting, XSS, and SQL injection. These kind of attacks will be there. So Django is providing security for handling these kind of attacks in case, and also for static files. Whenever we are using some static files like images or CSS files, JavaScript files, so these files should be registered in sorry, the folder for these kind of files should be registered in this configured in this settings.py. Also, we will be using template, which means the text files. For that also we need to configure. So there are a lot of configurations that we have to do in the settings.py, which will be the most of the features that Django is providing. And also we have another file called urls.py. So in this url.py, it is actually for creating a customized URL routing. So we can create a URL path name, and we can connect or map that URL with which function to be executed, or which template or HTML file should be rendered next. So for that, this url.py is a file that we are using, and asgi.py and wsgi of .py. These two files are actually used for deployment. For example, both this meaning is like asynchronous asynchronous gateway interface and web server gateway interface. Asynchronous server gateway interface and web server gateway interface. Web server gateway interface is wsgi.py, which only supports synchronous websites or web servers deployment configurations. Okay, and asynchronous a gateway interface will support both asynchronous web servers and synchronous web servers uh, for deployment and deployment related things. Okay, so these are the file structures, and whenever we are creating an application inside this Django, we will have some more additional files which are like models.py, views.py. So with this views.py is for creating the business logic, for controlling the logical operations that need to be worked inside a backend. Okay, and when talking about models.py, this is one of the most important file where we spoke about this ORM concepts. ORM means object relational mapping. So this object relational mapping is done inside this models.py, where object relation mapping is a concept where which is like we are building class of class file, and we are creating attributes, and this will be mapped into the tables or schema of the database, we can say. So that is one of the most important concept and one of the most important feature that Django is providing. Another one is the architecture of this Django. Django is working on the basis of an architecture, MVT architecture, which means model view template. So this model will represent the schema of the database, and view will represent the business logic that is working in the backend part, and template is a folder which contains the web pages, or actually it is a collection of text files, like it can be HTML file or a XML file or CSV file. So any kind of text based files that need to be processed or executed or rendered whenever a request from the URL came, and this template will contain the files that need to be showcased onto the web page of that particular person in case of any request. So this is the entire thing about this. I have covered most of the things about this Django, and thank you for watching this video, and bye.